Hi, my name's Jess. I'll be starting at Staffordshire University in September 2024 on a Games Art course. I've just received my invitation to complete enrolment, so I thought I'd bring you along and show you the steps to get this done. A top tip before you start your online enrolment process is getting a digital copy of your primary and secondary ID ready, as well as a photograph ready for your student card. So to start, I'll be logging into the eVision portal using the email address, so the username and the password that I received in the invitation invite via email. And I'm just going to click to log in, and this should bring me into the main homepage of eVision. Brilliant. So once we're in, you can see that we're on the home page, and there's a big red button over here to complete online enrolment for 24-25. So I'm going to click here to start my enrolment. So on this page of online enrolment, we've got a few steps to complete, and at the top it explains that this part is just to confirm some details of our online enrolment process. It's to ensure that all the details that the university holds are correct, such as we're on the right course and we've got the right modules. So we're going to start with the first section, which is personal details. So I'm just going to click the little start button here. So at the top of every single step, there'll be a little bit of an introduction about what that stage is for. So for personal details, I can see that it's to confirm that all my personal details are correct, and I can change any details if needed. There's also information about the university's privacy statement, so I can click that link there if I wanted to read it. I've already read it prior to this process. I can confirm that all the information is comprehensive and clear, so I'm happy to proceed at this part. So looking at my details, these are pre-populated from my application process, so there's not too much to fill in here, but I can confirm my name is Jessica Smith, my date of birth was the 10th of February 2000, and there's a little stage here that I can pop my preferred name in. So my preferred name is Jess rather than Jessica, so I'm going to pop in that my name's Jess, and this is the name that will appear on my student card and any internal communications too. I'm going to pop yes, that I'm happy with all of these, and mark continue. So as I can see now, I've completed personal details. That's marked as green and complete. So I'll move on to the next stage, which is contact details. Again, I'll just click the red start button. So this stage is all about contact details. So this is about the address information I'll be living during term time, and also my home address too. So I can see my home address is listed here, and I can edit details if I wanted to. I want to add my personal email address here, so I'm just going to click edit. Any boxes that are in pink are mandatory, so it's really important that we get these completed. So I can see that address line 1 is completed, and I'm just going to pop in my personal email address, 2.com. Brilliant. I'm going to click store, and then I'll be able to see that this pops up on the details. Brilliant. Moving down to term time address, this can tell us where we intend to live during our study. So I want to live on campus. So I'm going to mark that I want to live in the University Halls of Residence, but I'm not quite sure what my room number will be. So I'm going to just put which halls I'll be in, and I'm lucky to be in the Clarice Cliff Court, so I'm going to select that. Brilliant. I'm now going to mark as copy as term time address, and this will populate the address for me. Brilliant. I can also pop what my mobile number will be, and my landline, and my personal email address too. If I was to live at home during my studies, you can also pop your home address as the same as your term time address using this button just here. You can also mark as yes here. So this question here is all about if I want to pass my details onto the electoral services so I could cast my vote. So yes, I want to click that. So I'm going to click continue because I'm happy with all the details there. Brilliant. So that stage has now gone to green for complete, so I can move on to another section, which is my other personal details. So our other personal details section is all key information that the university will return to external bodies. So it's really important for us to record this for them. So as you can see, again, we've got a whole host of pink mandatory fields that we need to complete. And again, a lot of this is pre-populated from the application process, so there's not too much for me to select. However, I do want to check that everything's correct. For example, I can confirm that my country of domicile and my country of birth and my nationality is all correct. Same as my ethnic group and religion or belief. There's also information about your care experience status, so I can select the appropriate response, and whether I consider myself estranged from my family, etc. I can also advise the university if I have any caring responsibilities, as well as my sex and my gender identity. I can also inform them about my sexual orientation and also if I have any impairments, health conditions or learning differences that might need some additional support during my studies. Brilliant. Once I've clicked everything I'm happy with, I can continue, but it's worth showing you the send query point at this stage. If I had any queries or questions during the enrolment process, I could just click send a query, add some information here to ask a question, or if I needed to amend something that wasn't able to, I could pop it in here. This would then get sent to the university and someone would look into my query within a few days. Now it does put your enrolment on hold, so you can't do anything else further once you've sent a query, but they should get back to you soon and let you know once you can continue with this process. So because I've got no questions at this point, I'm just going to click cancel. And because I've gone through all of my other personal details and I'm content, I'm just going to click continue. Oh, looks like I've missed something, so don't worry if you've missed a mandatory field. It'll ask you to go back up before you can continue to select that. Now hopefully I've selected everything, I can click continue. So we are now brought onto a second page of other personal details, and this has another range of questions to answer. The first section is about your parents' level of education. Again, there's a pink mandatory drop down, so you can either say yes, no, or you prefer not to say in answer to this question. There's further questions about your qualifications, about your maths and English GCSEs and what grade you achieved, and also about the school and educational institution that you were last at. In these three boxes here, you can give them information about which educational institution was your last attended one. So for example, for me, I'm going to pop in that Stafford College was the last college I attended. And hopefully I shall find that and I'll be able to select it from the little drop down that comes up. You can also select which option most closely describes your most recent occupation if that's relevant. So again, there's a nice little drop down. You can scroll through all of these here. So lots of different options here. So I'm just going to pop in customer service and click continue. And that's that stage completed. So our next stage to complete is the emergency contact details. So again, we're going to click the red start button. So these contact details are requested in case there's a health or safety emergency that affects us, or that in case the university has any concerns about us that are serious enough that they'd want to speak to someone who we trust without the need to get agreement in advance. So we can just provide 1 or 2 emergency contacts. I'm going to click the edit button here to add my information, and I'm going to add the information about my mother. Again, she's a Smith, she's Joanne. You can include which language they speak as well, so if you're an international student, you've got lots of options there. And again, you can pop their address in, so they currently live at my home address. And I can put their number in too. Brilliant. I can then save the details there. And as you can see, I've got a little green button to say they've been stored successfully. And then I can return to my summary screen. If I wanted to add another emergency contact, I can do, but if not, I can click continue and that's that section complete. Boom. Our next stage is the student profile. So I'm going to click red button to click start. So our next stage is the student profile, and this is a range of questions to help us shape the university's support on offer. So there's a whole host of questions here, and you can go through and select the ones that are most appropriate for you. For example, the one that best reflects your current position with regards to career planning. I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, so I'm going to select that option because I definitely need some help and some guidance. About the work experience I have completed in the last 12 months. Well, I've just done some work, so I'm going to put part-time work. And intentions of after graduating, I'd like to work for an employer. You can click continue. So this set of questions is about the location of most interest to me for after I graduate. So I'd like to stay based in Stoke-on-Trent in Staffordshire, so I'm going to select that as an option. And that's it for those survey questions, so I'm just going to click finish. So on the student profile, we now have a few more questions to answer about the university experience, so I'm just going to go through and select the most relevant options for me. And again, they're all pink and mandatory, so we do need to complete them where possible. And then I'll just click continue once they've all been completed. And again, there's some questions about wellbeing services, so I'm just going to go through and answer these questions too. At the bottom, there's a little tick box about whether you'd like your details to be shared with the student support services if you wanted them to be in touch with you. I'm going to click that and then I'm going to press continue. Again, we've got some more wellbeing questions here. So again, I'm just going to work my way through these. And click continue once I've done. And that is the student profile questions complete. So the next stage of enrolment is our photo. So again, I'm going to click the red start button. And on this screen, it's uploading a photograph for my student record and my student card too. So there's a load of guidance here you can read through about what the photo should look like and what won't be accepted too. So unfortunately, I can't put a photograph with my dog in. I'm going to upload a file here. So in my enrolment information, I've got a photo ID and I'm just going to click OK. I can see that it must be under 1 megabyte, which my photograph is, and now I'm going to click upload. Brilliant. You'll then get a preview of your student ID card, and it looks okay, that photograph does. So I'm going to click yes, I can confirm I'm happy with this image, and that should complete this section. Brilliant. The next stage is about our ID request, so I'm going to click the red start button. So this stage is asking us to upload 2 forms of ID, a primary ID, which must be a full birth certificate or a passport, and a secondary ID as well. So I'm just going to scroll down. Again, there's a load of guidance about what these IDs can be. So I already know that my primary ID is going to be a passport, so I'm going to select that from the drop down and click Browse My Computer to find my document. There's my passport. And then my secondary ID, I've got my driving licence. So again, from the drop down, I'm going to select driving licence, browse my computer and upload my document. Brilliant. I can see these have both successfully uploaded, so I'm going to click continue. That's it, that's confirming that these have been uploaded correctly, so I'll click continue. And that's that stage done. So the next steps of enrolment are all about our course. So the first section is about the course, and I'll click the red start button. So this stage is all to ensure that I'm enrolling onto the correct course and the right year. So as I can see that I am enrolling onto an undergraduate Games Art degree of my first year, which is full-time on campus. These details are all correct, so I'm going to click yes. The next stage of enrolment is all about the modules, so I'm going to click review on the red button. Listed below are all the modules that I've indicated I want to study or that are core modules for my course. So I can read these through and ensure that they are what I'm expecting to be enrolled on. As far as I can see, these are correct, so I'm going to click continue. The next stage of enrolment is tuition fees. So under the tuition fee stage, I can tell the university how I'll be paying my tuition fees. Of the options here, I can select I've applied for a full student loan for my tuition fees and click continue. Under the tuition fees stage, this is showing me how much my tuition fees will be for the year, £9,250. Now I know I've applied for a loan, but it's not yet been confirmed. So scrolling down at the bottom, I can see that I've got a balance to pay. However, I know that it's in process, so I'm going to add a little note just to let the university know that they should be received very shortly. Once I've added that note, I can click submit. The penultimate step of enrolment is all about the Students' Union, so I'm going to click the red start button. This is asking me whether I want to be part of the Students' Union, and I do, so I'll fill in the relevant fields below. So I've marked yes that I want to be a part, and that I agree to the university sharing my details. Student. And click continue. And the final stage of enrolment is about the declarations, terms and conditions of registration. So I'm going to click the final red start button. On this screen, the university is reminding us of the key points of the terms and conditions of our offer. I can see that they've included a whole host of links to the relevant policies, and I've already spent a few minutes reading these through, and I'm happy to agree to them. At the bottom, I can see there are some tick boxes where I can acknowledge receipt of the notification and I understand the terms and conditions, and I'm happy to agree to them. I can also confirm that my name is spelled correctly and that this will be used on certificate and transcript issued. Once I've ticked these 2 boxes, I can click the Complete Enrolment red box. Now I've completed online enrolment, I'm shown a screen with information about student cards if I wanted any more information, and also advising me that my enrolment is complete. So now I'm very excited to get started with my Games Art course here at Staffordshire University. So now we've completed online enrolment, and hopefully you've seen what a quick and easy process it is. If you do have any questions, please get in contact with our really helpful Student Connect team, and we look forward to seeing you all in September.